What's up guys, welcome back to the next video on learning PHP object oriented programming. My name is QDS Dani and you guys watching my channel Coraiwood. Alright, so as we said in the previous video that we're gonna discuss the data encapsulation, we're gonna discuss the data abstraction, we're gonna discuss the inheritance, we're gonna discuss the polymorphism, we're gonna discuss the dynamic binding, and we're gonna discuss the message passing. All of these ones are essential part of you guys learning the object oriented programming, and not just PHP but any other programming language, for example C++, or if you guys learning Java, you guys need to know the data encapsulation. What is the data encapsulation? The short one with the two words is data hiding. This is the simplest definition I can give you, that you guys gonna hide the data. So how we gonna hide the data? Say for example in C++, you guys gonna come here and you guys gonna put your private. It means that you guys want to hide your data, whatever you guys gonna put a string, or you guys gonna put say for example ABC or XYZ. You guys want to hide it from other classes. This is called data encapsulation. Say for example, even in PHP, you guys gonna come in declare with the private or protected. You guys don't want any other classes to know. Same as when you guys go, say when the Coca-Cola was invented, to this date no one knows how to create the same brand as a Coca-Cola, because the way they do it, that they closely guard, say closely guards their secrets. Secret what? Secret recipe. Same as KFC, it comes in closely guard the secret of their recipe. Say for example Google, they closely guard their secret, how they do the search engine. Same as Apple, they closely guard their for example operating system, all the source code. So there is called data hiding in a broader term, but in when we do our object oriented programming, we're gonna hide our data from other classes, from other functions. So data encapsulation is the wrapping up of the data and functions into a single unit. For example, we're going to put it inside the class, and whatever we can put this for example data and everything inside your class, then it's going to hide it from our program. Because it's just keep in mind, data encapsulation not referring to, say for example, you guys putting here in you guys want to hide your data from thieves. No, there's no one's gonna come and steal your say for example your encapsulated data inside your class. No one's gonna, no thieves can steal this one, because this is just a code. The reason we say encapsulation is because we want to hide it from other programs that are running inside the system. So this is called encapsulation. If you guys want to say have some sort of functions here, methods that you don't want any other class to know about this one, or can have access, you guys can, this is called encapsulation, that you're hiding your whatever the data you put it here from other classes or from other programs that are running inside your same inside the computer. So that's what called in data encapsulation. Now we're going to come on the data abstraction, is representing essential properties without giving details. Whatever the essential properties, whatever inside your class, or it has a feature, we don't want to give the detail, and this is called data abstraction. So this is our self-explanatory. The name is a little bit intimidating because it's got abstraction. Whatever you guys going to represent, all the essential properties without properties, or sometimes going to be features without giving details, much details. So this is called data abstraction. Now we're going to come on inheritance, acquiring properties of another class. So how are we going to acquire properties of another class? Say for example, if you have a parent class, and if you have a child class, that the child class gonna acquire all the properties of the parent class. So for example, we can have a class parent, and we can have a class child. We can have a class child, for example, extends class parent. So now I'm gonna put it there. Now this class child gonna have all the properties of the parent, just like we do as our parents. We're gonna inherit it, whatever from our parents, all our genes, all our characters, or whatever our parents has, the height, we're gonna inherit everything from our parents. Even the properties we can inherit from our parents. So this is called inheritance. The name is very self-explanatory. All right, the polymorphism. So polymorphic is a Greek word. It has a one thing that has a many forms. So for example, we do operator overloading. We do overload, say for example, we have a function, say for example Corayo, for example, and we have another functions called Corayo. And then we have another 4 functions that are called Corayo. Say for example, we have another 4 functions have a Corayo. So now you tell me, even if I tell you to execute all of these functions, would you execute it? No, you're not going to execute, because you guys going to say that the computers might have a conflict between the two names. There is a same, which we have a conflict. So how about if I come here and I put a, for example, int, and I put here a string, our int, and I come here and say, for example, I put something else. I put a double, for example, or float. I put a double, for example. So now you're going to tell me if you guys going to computer is going to accept. Yes, the computer is going to accept, because all the parameters here are different. So we have the same name, same function, but for different purposes. So it has many forms. That's what is called polymorphism. So it's a polymorphic now. We created polymorphism because we're overloading our functions. When you guys overload your function, it's called polymorphism. It's very interesting inside the PHP and Java and C++ or any other family of C++. Then it's very interesting and it's very challenging for you guys to understand this one in real programming. What about the dynamic binding, linking function call to the code? So we're going to link of a function call to the code that will be executed in response to the function call. With this concept, the code associated with the given function is unknown until the call is made to the runtime. Say the multiple objects implement the same function differently in the runtime. The code matching the objects being referred to would be called. Say for example, you have many functions, and all of your functions, say for example, just like operator overloading, but our program doesn't know. Our program is going to wait till the last minute, till the last say for example at the runtime. When you guys execute, then the compiler is going to come in, who's going to compile, but before that it's not going to execute that one. It's going to wait till the user, whoever if you guys writing something for the user, or if you guys writing for your own program, is going to link the function call to the code, and that will be executed in response to the functional call at the runtime. Whenever you guys going to do the execute your program, is going to execute. Other than that, it's going to wait. So what's message passing? Message passing is a way of objects to interact with each other. So when we specify object's name, the name of the methods and the information, whatever information you guys want to send. For example, if the car or truck or the van is an object, when you changing speed is a method, and the speed in kilometers per hour is the speed parameter to be passed. The outside world will use the car object to send the change speed message to the parameter. So this is called message passing. It's a way for the objects to interact with each other. So it's very hard for me to explain, because if you guys don't know the concept of the objects, then this all doesn't make any sense to you. I should explain this one at the end, not at the beginning, because I need to explain everything one by one to show you guys that how it's done. But then we're gonna go in all of this one by one in our future videos. Then when we done encapsulation, then I'm going to tell you guys, look, this is a encapsulation that I explained to you in the first video. And when we come to data abstraction, then if I come to inheritance, or when we come to polymorphism, then I'm going to say, hey, I have all already explained to you this one. So this is the polymorphic that we say in the Greek, that one ability of one something that have a many forms. So this is dynamic binding. If you guys want to know more about dynamic binding, we have already created with C++, with the early binding and late binding. You guys can go and watch that one to get a little bit of idea what is dynamic binding. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you guys have any question or comment, leave me in the comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.